Okay, it's going to be a video using the Square Deal to load some 9mm. Currently I have it set up to do the round nose that I loaded about 2 years ago. Last video that I did, I loaded 200 rounds in 30 minutes. But after that I ended up loading 1,000 rounds or 1,500 rounds, which I've expelled over the last couple of years. So I'm going to go ahead and get everything ready so we can talk about the components. I'm going to go ahead and remove my 550 from the bench, and then we'll get going. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about the components we're going to be using. Obviously, we're going to be using 9mm shells, using Winchester small pistol primers. Got 1,000 here, 1,000 extreme bullets, 115 grain. Bullseye powder, and of course a scale. I got my reloading data here, labels here, primer pickup tools, primer pickup tubes, primer flip tray, and dial calipers. I found that these larger bins are better when you're loading mass quantities. These will hold about 200 rounds, loaded rounds, as opposed to these will only hold about 100. Those just start getting spilled over. So what I like to do is just add 100 shells here, and when I know that I'm running out of shells, it's time for me to add more primers to the primer tube. So I'm going to go ahead and move all this stuff over here, set up the camera in an angle after I've made all the adjustments, so you can see how the press works. And I'm going to load maybe 25 rounds just for the demonstration of the video, and I'll continue loading those, and at the very end when I have finished loading the 1,000, I'll give you an estimated time of how long it took me to do the 1,000 rounds with the Square Deal press. Okay, so let's talk about the press a little bit. So on the press you have the 4 different stages. So you have the decap and resizing, expander and powder. You have your seat die, and you have your crimp die. This right here is your primer feeding tube. So every time you crank the thing, shell plate indexes, and you're able to load 1 round per crank. I have a pair of pliers here to adjust the powder, and we're going to be going with the same bullet that before, but we're going to be doing 4.5. So here I have 4 empty shells. 2 of them are going to be used for measuring powder, and the other 2 are going to be used for measuring the seating depth. Alright, so we're going to run 1 shell as if we're loading a robot. Don't have any powder in here at all. I don't have any primers. We're just going to run the shell as if we're reloading, so I can measure the depth and crimp. Holy shoot, there still is powder in there. Got 151.155. So yeah, we're good on that one. So the next thing we're going to do is add the powder and go ahead and do powder measuring. Okay, so we're going to crank 1 shell here, which is the powder dispenser. Then we'll take it out over here to the seating station, and we'll go ahead and measure it. let me change the mode. Okay, so we are at 4.4. So we're going to go ahead and adjust it just a little bit. Okay, so we got it down to 4.6. So we are ready to start loading. So measurements correct, seating depth's correct. So we just go ahead and set aside 25 shells, load the primer tube, and about 25 bullets, and we'll get loading. Okay, so we're set up. We got shells here. They're a little bit out of camera. We got bullets in the background, and the powder is full. So we'll go ahead and crank out maybe about 20 rounds just to demonstrate how it works, and then we'll end the video there. So in the powdering station, you move the handle forward and it seats the primer. Let me move the lamp over. I need to make sure that I can see the powder. That's one round. We'll go ahead and just measure, make sure that it is correct overall length. I think we're good on that. Let's bring it down just a little bit. We'll check out the next round. And it's seat right there. I'm going to set this one aside. Okay, we're going to stop with the rounds right there. Just these last couple ones, just to verify the settings. Yeah, we're spot on right there. 1.150. That one's good. That one's at 55, but that's okay. It'll be fine. Let me crank out this very last one here. And that was same thing, about 55. So we're good there. So those are 3 rounds. I think the other 5, we're gonna have to go back and either pull them and respec them. And then I'm gonna go ahead and end the video now, and we'll come back after I've loaded the 1,000 rounds. Okay, it's gonna be just a quick input on the video while I'm loading the 9mm. So I was getting shells out of this one, and I realized after about 300 rounds that I kept getting 40 and 380 rounds shells in here, which I don't know why. I mean, I thought this was all 9mm. Then I realized that these are actually shells that I've probably cleaned but haven't deprimed. And what I should have been using, these right here, which I deprimed and sorted a long time ago. I have about 3 bags of these, 550 shells that I processed. So I'm going to continue working with these shells instead of the canister we had here. At this point, I'm at about 300 rounds. I don't know whether or not I'll be able to finish the 1,000. Had a couple of other things to do today, but I'll just add more to the video when I'm almost done. Okay, so we went ahead and finished about 500 rounds, give or take 1 or 2. I may have had some that didn't seat properly, primer, so forth. When I go ahead and put these in the ammo boxes, we'll get an accurate count. Just so you know, these are all gauging correctly. Sorry, I only have my hands not free. So the time it took roughly was about 2 hours. I started about 3:09 and it is about 5:19. So roughly about 2 hours to do 500 rounds, give or take 15-20 minutes to take care of some other stuff. But I'm not going to do the 1,000 in this video. I'll do the 1,000, the other 500 tomorrow. But pretty much it's the end of the video at this point. If there's anything that I need to talk about, I'll attach it at the very end. Thank you for watching. Take care. Be safe. Please post any comments, questions, gripes, so forth. I appreciate your time. Thank you. Okay, so we finished the second 500. Although I may be short by 1 or 2. I may have lost a couple of primers when I was loading them in the tubes. We boxed up the last 500 batch. I have this one set aside because when I had figured that I lost a primer, I had dug in and I had this one primer left. So that one bullet just stabled it because that's a pretty old primer. Needless to say that we got the second 500. I think the total time for the 1,000 was probably about 5.5, 6 hours. Need to make the labels, box up the remaining 500, put them in the ammo can, and set them aside for the next time we go out to the range. Other than that, we're done. So I'm going to say 5.5 hours to load 1,000 rounds. That'll be it in the video. Thank you for watching. Take care. Be safe. Post any comments, questions, so forth. Thank you for watching.